everyone, we are the Movie Busters doing another video. Today we are talking about Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, the new film by Marvel. This film is something I was looking forward to. I'm not a huge fan of Marvel in the last couple of years after Infinity War Endgame. I felt like it felt like, okay, this is the end of the story. There isn't a need of any more.
Yeah, well, first you have to convince me to go to this movie. Didn't.
But you did like the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah, this first one I liked it a lot, but now the second one we will talk about it. Don't mention that Sam Raimi was directing.
Yes, this movie is directed by Sam Raimi and not Scott Derrickson, and it feels and it shows. And we're gonna talk. This is gonna be a spoiler-free section. We're gonna be spoilers down the road. But what I do want to say is, I like that Sam Raimi came back to do another superhero movie after the last one he did, Spider-Man 3. I think his trilogy of Spider-Man movies is probably one of the best superhero trilogies ever. I think his first Spider-Man with Willem Dafoe and the second one with Alfred Molina as Dr. Octavius, those are brilliant movies. And even the third one has its problems. But all in all, I think that this trilogy is pretty good. So I was I even liked his Evil Dead movies, so I was pretty excited to see that he's coming back to do another movie.
There is a touch of horror movie inside the.
Yes, I like the feel of a cat. There's like a funny campiness feel to this film that Sam Raimi does perfectly in all of his movies, even in Evil Dead. And there is elements of horror here and there.
There is a problem if you point this film to a younger view. Think about it.
I don't think so. It's not it doesn't feel horrorish.
It's not a horror film, all said, but think about it. 10-year-old, 9-year-old child who come to see this movie doesn't expect ghost from the dead and everything.
Yeah, but still, it's I don't think it's inappropriate anyway to
no, it's not inappropriate, but it's
Marvel wouldn't release it if they didn't think it's appropriate. But I do like the horror elements. You want to start with the good parts, the bad parts?
Yeah, let's start with the good
things
parts. We like.
Benedict Cumberbatch is a great actor, so he does pretty good here as well. But I think the show stealer of this movie and an amazing actress is Elizabeth Olsen as WandaVision, as Wanda and Scarlet Witch.
You see, it's a game, the ability of playing that you show us in the movie.
Yeah, I think what I do love about this film, but it's not because of this film. There isn't Disney Plus here in our country, so I'm still waiting. It's coming up next month. So I haven't seen WandaVision, but seeing her as this version of Wanda and Scarlet Witch, and the way she's stealing the show here. She is the movie for me. Yeah. I think every time she's on screen, it becomes way better. So I'm pretty excited to see her show, and this is something like, it's a pretty good job that they've done. They made me want to see a show that I wasn't really excited about.
There is a clue about the series that we couldn't see.
But there's a clue. There's a clue about what's happening there, so it didn't feel very disoriented to me.
I enjoy the part. The film itself is very colorful. A lot of color. The view is amazing.
Yeah, there are a lot of.
There is a dark when you see the dark scenes of the black and red.
Yeah, the contrast here is good.
Yeah, and you see the first monster that you saw in the beginning. It's kind of it's funny. It's a monster.
It's a campy style of Sam Raimi. You can really feel that some of the designs of Sam Raimi.
Monsters in the 50s and the 60s, they paint monsters. They have big eyes and they're a bit funny.
Yeah. So those were, I guess, were the good. You have anything good else to say about the film?
I'll try.
Okay, so
maybe I'll think later.
I think one of the negatives that I have here is how can I say, the story itself feels so rushed.
Yeah.
The pacing is all over the place. There are sometimes a quiet scene with drama going on and it's very story driven.
Sometimes you think it's fast forward.
Cut like in the middle of it when when the tension rises, it just cuts to straight up dumb action, and it feels all over the place. There are some serious scenes, there are some funny scenes, and it doesn't mesh together. It feels like there are two feels to this film. It's like two films stitched together.
Yeah, I think the all the present of the multiverse, it's a little bit boring. I don't know what to say. It's not interesting.
I didn't feel like a multiverse of madness. Like the title, I thought
they trying to make it madness, but I think in the first Doctor Strange, it feels more madness.
The one multiverse there,
but
it wasn't about multiverse.
Not about the multiverse, but when you go into
the
first dimension to another dimension, it was kind of a madness.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it was more visually, interesting. I guess it's something that we can say. I think the base plot, like the base of Wanda and her story, I don't want to get into spoilers here, so I'm gonna say the base of it, like the entirety of what they wanted to show is interesting. It humanizes her and makes her feel like a real character. The problem is the way they build the movie and progress to the entire story feels lackluster. There isn't a better word to explain it. I think some of the things there didn't work for me.
I also don't like the use of another hero from the Marvel world.
It was teased in the trailer.
Yeah.
So the final thoughts before we
I
get into.
I don't want to get into any character specifically.
You wanna have you wanna say what's your last opinions before we get into the spoilers? What do you think of the movie?
I don't know. I didn't feel this is enough movie for me. I know something was missing. I don't know what it is.
I can
It's hard thing to explain in words, but
I can accept it. I feel
a little bit disappointed.
I feel very torn about this movie. There are certain elements that I really love, but there are certain elements that are unforgivable, like terrible. We're gonna get into spoilers and you're gonna see what I mean by that. But there are some terrible scenes. I don't know who approved those scenes, who approved this direction of story to some of the elements. Sometimes it feels like a fan film. So I think it's right in the middle of the road for me, like of being a good movie. It's not a bad movie in any way.
No, it's not a bad movie.
But it's nothing about it is memorable except some elements in some certain scene. And now we're gonna get into spoilers. And what I meant by terrible, there's the whole as it was teased with the Charles Xavier coming back with the multiverse. And if you've seen the movie, I hope you've seen it. If you're here to the spoiler section, the whole Illuminati section with Captain Carter and the new Captain Marvel and Josh Krasinski
They present everything with so simplicity. So it's like they want to. Okay, they're gonna help, but then they got anything to say or to help, really help.
It could have been interesting, because the Illuminati itself, the principle behind it is interesting.
Even Doctor Strange laughed about it.
But it came out, so Doctor Strange asked them, who are you? Shield, Avengers, Hydra? No, we are the Illuminati. And it was terrible, the execution, the line itself. I mean, everybody in the theater laughed, but not because of, not because it was funny, but because for me it was silly and dumb and just terrible, the whole section. And there is another dumb sequence, and this is something that my sister pointed out to me. When Charles Xavier wants to save the real Wanda and he wants to help her through the rubble, and he says, "Maybe if I take you out of this rubble, you can escape Scarlet Witch and take control of your body." And I don't know who wrote it, but it was extreme. Like when I saw it in theater, it didn't mind me, but when my sister told me about it, this is one of the worst plot lines and like plot threads that I've seen in a Marvel movie or probably ever. There are some scenes and some, as I've said, some terrible dialogue as well. I did like the whole story with the with Wanda and her children. It's it makes the story feel real. You can connect with it. Oh no, no! The ice cream song as well is.
I think it's something where the scale will jump out of the scene together. It's like a horror.
Oh my god, there are some, as I've said, terrible dialogue. You had a problem. This is something that we didn't agree on. You had a problem that it's a sequel, like the 27th or 26th or 28th film of the Marvel. You had a problem with the whole, like, that you need to have.
Yeah, I thought that you need if you go to this movie and you didn't see the whole all the Marvel movie came before, this first Doctor Strange
and the TV shows that Disney has right now.
And so you have a little problem. It's nothing that
Feels
you
a bit
can fix.
overwhelming.
Okay, of course, you can enjoy the movie, enjoy the whole movie, but it's something that's missing because they throw something to the air and you don't understand it completely.
But I can respect it, but I don't agree with it because, as I said, I haven't seen WandaVision, but I don't know the inclusion of the line here, a line there of the show and what happened there, and seeing Elizabeth Olsen play amazing made me want to watch this show.
If Marvel wants a new viewers, not only the fans, they have to explain more. Explain more. That's it.
I don't. It's not that these movies are hard to understand or very complex.
But they jump from one thing to another because think about it, between worlds. So sometimes you don't have the thing that connect the things together. Okay, so you must know the past, know the other movies.
Yeah, but you can say that just watch the other movies.
Yes. Okay. I said about the new viewers, not the.
I don't know how many new viewers they need. It's making money like, it's the biggest franchise out there and everybody knows Marvel. So I don't know. I don't necessarily think they need new viewers, and I don't think they need to cater to those new viewers. Okay. Just
this is my thought.
Yeah, I think like this is something I don't agree with. Just watch the ones that came before. If you don't entirely understand, maybe you'll have a different.
I said it's a problem. It's not something you can.
No, of course, but each to his own.
Okay.
So this was a review.
So what do you think? To go watch it or?
Well, if you're a Marvel fan, I think you should watch it. If you're, if you like watching film, maybe, because it has some good elements in it, but nothing really memorable, nothing really stands out, and feels lackluster most of the time. Nothing really special about it.
For me, there's something missing in this movie. I don't know what. I like the idea of Doctor Strange. I like the story of what he was and what he became. Something was missing in this movie. I don't know what it is exactly.
Feels a bit shame, bringing Sam Raimi back to this script.
I think something didn't work well, like it should.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it didn't work. It didn't entirely work, and I'm not super excited to new Marvel films. I think, as I've said, after Endgame, it felt like an ending to me. So I think they're in a position right now that they need to figure things out. I think it's funny. They're in a position with Marvel, like the exact same position Disney were when they bought Star Wars. They just wanted to make movies, but didn't really have any plan for it, and they were like, you know what? People like Luke, or people like Han Solo. Let's just make movies about them. And they didn't have a.
I think the plan was to make when they start to make all stars film, all the then they start to make
Solo films
separate
again.
and now they expand this world, but not all the characters are very
Worthy of a movie. I think Doctor Strange is, but
yeah, Doctor Strange is very interesting. But
I don't know if this was
didn't like this.
if this sequel. I think the sequel was necessary. I didn't think this sequel was necessary. I think they could have done a much better job.
You have to write something more interesting.
And it's sad because a 25 million movie called Everything Everywhere All at Once is about a multiverse, and I think it's doing a much better job than this movie. A 200 million Marvel movie, and it shows to this Doctor Strange movie how to do it better.
Go if you must. It could be a joy.
I think
It
it depends on if you want to have some dumb fun and have some cool action scenes and cameos and stuff like that. It could be special, it could be something else, but I don't know, lackluster, as I said, middle of the road. So yeah, so this was our review of Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Thank you guys for watching, and there's gonna be some new content coming out in the next couple of weeks. As always, thank you.